All right, Shalom. This is YAHAWAH with the GMS Dallas Camp. First off, I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakakadash. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace and blessings to all the brothers, the Akim scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, keeping his word in truth and sincerity. I just want to do a quick video. I started a new page due to login issues with my other account. So this should be the first one on this new account. But anyways, I'm just gonna go into Revelation 13. Go into the mark of the beast and the RFID microchip that will be implemented. Try to be implemented throughout the whole world, by this Edomite, who the scriptures, according to the scriptures, is a so-called white man. Okay, so I'm gonna read this. It says Revelation 13, and we'll start at verse 16. Salakia. 16. And he says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast of the number of his name. And you can see small examples of that now, with this whole COVID-19, coronavirus, Delta variant, Omicron variant, and all that. Different sects throughout the world are already implementing these rules to where, like, if you're not vaccinated, you can't come in, or you can't do business there. You can't eat at that restaurant, or jobs. You're not vaccinated, that you won't be able to work there. And we've seen that in America too. Especially in these overpopulated areas, for example, New York, California. Just giving examples, because they are putting these laws out there, to where if you're not, if you're not, of course, the vaccine is not the mark of the beast, but it gives you the example that this so-called white man is eventually when he brings out this microchip, he's gonna eventually implement those rules to where, like, look, if you ain't gonna take the chip, if you don't take that mark, you're not gonna have a job. You're not gonna be able to buy food. You ain't gonna be able to sell none. You ain't gonna be able to make no business. You ain't gonna be able to thrive here in this society unless you take this chip. So it says, verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that had the understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. Because really Esau, what he wants is to mark everybody and have that imprinting, if that makes sense, pretty much to have dominion over everybody, like he's their God, like he's the God, and everybody that takes their chip is pretty much bowing down and giving to him that power, pretty much bowing down to him, making whoever takes that chip, that mark, his property. That's why this is a serious offense to the Most High. Because you're giving your allegiance to Satan, to the devil, this so-called white man, and rejecting the Lord, man. Because remember that word mark in the Greek is haragma, and it means an incision. something that's put under your skin. So let's see. Let's just get it real quick. Let's see. Was born great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark. There it goes right there, Haragma, right? It says he stamped an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses. Think carved sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images, So that's what it is. Esau branding you. Like, yeah, you're mine now. You know what I'm saying? You gave your allegiance unto me. That's what Esau is saying. Because remember, Esau, in his mind, he thinks that he can become that ultimate power in this world to where he's a god. He's the god. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let's get that in Isaiah 14th chapter. Because Esau in his mind thinking just because he has achieved all this, all this military might, sending rockets out into space, you know what I'm saying, all this technology and all these different technological advances that he's done. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he's done here on the planet Earth throughout the history of the world, he's puffed up. He's very proud. He thinks like, man, I did this. Now I'm a god. You know what I'm saying? Like I did this. You know what I mean? Not knowing that the Most High was the one that allowed him and gave him the power to do that. So I'm gonna start verse 13. It says, Isaiah 14:13. It says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." So that's pretty much his mindset. Like it says right there, "For thou hast said in thine heart, in thy mind." These are his inner thoughts. Like, I will be like the Most High. I'm going to sit at the top. I'm going to sit above the throne of the Most High. Like it says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will be like the Most High. Verse 14. But look, the Lord is going to put all that to rest. You know what I'm saying? He's going to show Esau in a horrible way, to teach Esau a horrible lesson, or teach Esau a lesson in a horrible manner, man. He's, like it says right here, "Yet shalt thou be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that seek thee shall never look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" So the Most High is gonna bring this dude down so hard to where they're gonna look at this fool and say, "Man, this is the guy." And it shows you right there that it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about Esau, the so-called white man. Because it says it right there. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Because isn't that what he's doing right now? Isn't he playing God throughout the whole world, putting his nose in all these different all these other nations, messing with them, setting his democracy everywhere? Pushing his agenda to all these different countries. Look where he's at right now. He's over there in the Middle East, dealing with all these different heathen nations, man, pissing them off. Because if you read the scriptures, it talks about these other heathen nations turning their back against America, man. It's prophesied that they're gonna do it. I'm gonna get another one. Job 20. Because we were talking about the mark of the beast. So right before because that's what Esau is doing. He's trying to fulfill that new world order. set it up how he wants it. You know, put a chip in everybody and control what's left of the population on the earth. You know? So it says, let's get to the point. Verse 23, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Lord shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating, you know? So right now that you know, pretty much going into how once he's about to really execute and finish that agenda that he's been working on all these years, chipping everybody, establishing the new world order on the planet Earth, you know, that's when the Lord's going to swoop in and destroy that, put that to rest, you know? Verse 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gowl, terrors are upon him. And that's going into the thermonuclear destruction, man. The ICBM missiles that Esau has been stocking up for who knows how long. You know, and since he allowed these other heathen nations to receive that technology, they're going to use it against them. As a matter of fact, let's get there in Revelations real quick. You know, so once he's about to establish that new world order and chipped everybody, or, you know, all the people that take the chip, they gonna die with him because they took that chip, man. So let's see. I'm gonna start at verse 8. You know, you could read the whole chapter really, but I just want to get to the point. It says, verse 8, Revelation 18:8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her, man. So that shows you, man. And this is talking about Babylon the Great, man, the daughter of Babylon. It says it right there in verse 2, Babylon the Great is falling. This is the fall, the prophecy of the fall of Babylon, man. You know, and it talks about the kings of the earth, talking about these other nations. You know what I'm saying? And how they gonna burn her with fire, man. Because if you read verse 6, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she had filled to her double. You know, so everything that these so-called white people in America has done throughout the whole planet Earth, throughout the whole history of America, they're going to have to pay double for that, man. Slavery, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with these other nations unfairly, setting up the democracy and their own leaders and these other nations, and you know, pretty much putting puppets in there so that they can further their agenda, and everything else that this place is everything that this place is filled with, man. All the wickedness, all the filth, all that's going to be burnt up, man. All that tab that Esau's put up, he's going to have to pay for that, you know. So it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For the strong is the Lord who judgeth, Lord power who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. You know, so they're still gonna feel a certain type of way when this happens, because these different heathen nations out there throughout the whole planet Earth have grown rich because of America. You know, because America's a very consuming country. You know what I'm saying? You know, they all the stuff that that's brought into America is or used in America as far as goods is imported from these different nations. You know, so they deal with a lot of the freight ships with with all the cargo and everything, with those big metal containers. You know what I'm saying? That's how America receives a lot of their goods from these these different types of different parts of the world. So, and it even tells you that, actually, if you go down here, verse 17 is, for in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And that's America, man, that great city. All eyes are on America. That mighty nation, the United States of America. Those shipmasters talking about these freight ships with these giant cargo ships that be bringing in all the imports from these other different parts of the world, man, dealing with merchandise, goods, whatever it is. You see a lot of stuff that, plates and different toys and things made from China, made from India, made in South Korea. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it works, man. America's one of the top consuming nations, man. So they make a lot of money from this place. Hey, but like the scriptures say, man, this place is going to be destroyed. And everybody that takes that mark, receives that chip, it's going to be burnt up with it, man. What else can I say? I mean, that's not something that I'm saying this is gonna happen because of what I'm saying. No, this is what the scriptures talk about. This is prophecy that has to happen. So, pretty much we're in those times. You can see the division with these vex. Esau already making these rules, talking about, like, if you're not vaxxed by this time, and then you can't work here, or you can't enter into certain areas, or you can't fly, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine when the chip hits. Esau gonna turn it up to 100 real quick. He knows he has but a little time, like the scriptures talk about. So Lord willing, brothers will edify. So with that, I'll say Shalom. Kal halal, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Barakatam. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and blessings to the Akim scattered throughout the four corners, keeping his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.